Imagine you are standing completely still on a landscape of perfect, unbroken white ice. Above you, taking up nearly half the sky, the colossal, violently swirling eye of Jupiter stares down at you like an ancient, indifferent god. The silence inside your helmet is absolute, heavy and suffocating, broken only by the frantic, shallow gasps of your own breathing. You take a single, hesitant step forward. The crunch of your heavy boot against the frost reverberates up your spine like a physical blow. You look down, and your heart stops. A microscopic, jagged fracture shoots through the ice between your boots, branching out like a spiderweb into the infinite, dark horizon. A low, mechanical groan vibrates through the frozen ground beneath you, and you realize with absolute, sickening certainty, you have just stepped onto a cosmic landmine, and you are not going to survive the next 10 seconds. From the absolute safety of Earth, looking through the polished lenses of our greatest telescopes, this moon looks like a masterpiece of celestial art. Europa is a mesmerizing, glowing pearl suspended in the deep dark of the solar system, etched with beautiful, intricate, reddish-brown veins that look like the delicate brushstrokes of a cosmic painter. It is a world of pure, reflective ice, shining in the distant light of the sun with a dazzling display of serenity. For decades, scientists have looked at this glowing sphere and dared to dream. It is the holy grail of modern astronomy, the one place where we desperately believe the ingredients for life might be waiting for us in the dark. You might even feel a profound sense of awe as you stand there, bathed in the pale light, thinking you have finally set foot on an alien sanctuary, a quiet, frozen garden waiting to be explored. But something is wrong. As you stand on that pristine surface, the illusion of a quiet winter wonderland violently shatters. The serene silence is a lie. You have not landed on a sanctuary, you have walked onto a planetary execution chamber that is actively trying to erase you from existence. Those beautiful reddish-brown veins you saw from space are not painted brushstrokes, they are massive, catastrophic scars. They are the bloody fault lines of a world that is constantly tearing its own skin apart and stitching it back together. You are looking at an environment so violently unstable, so deeply hostile, that the very laws of physics are weaponized against your fragile human biology. But here's the problem. The shifting ice beneath your feet isn't even what will kill you first. You are standing directly in the crosshairs of the most lethal invisible storm in the solar system, and it is already tearing you apart. Jupiter is not just a massive gas giant. It is a monster that commands a magnetic field so incomprehensibly powerful, it acts as a colossal cosmic particle accelerator. Europa is locked in a tight, suffocating orbit right inside this magnetic death zone. Unseen to your naked eye, a torrential downpour of highly charged electrons, protons, and heavy ions is constantly slamming into the surface of the moon at nearly the speed of light. You are standing in the exact equivalent of an active, unshielded nuclear reactor core. This is not a slow, creeping radiation sickness that takes years to show its face. This is a blast of subatomic shrapnel so fierce it physically tears through the reinforced polymers of your spacesuit, through your skin, and straight into your cellular structure. Your DNA is being shredded like wet paper in a hurricane. When NASA designed the Galileo probe and later the Europa Clipper mission, they couldn't just build normal spacecraft, They had to build heavily armored vaults out of thick titanium and tantalum just to keep the computer brains from melting into slag during brief, fleeting flybys. But you are not a titanium vault. You are flesh, blood, and water. Your nervous system begins to violently misfire. Blinding, agonizing flashes of light erupt inside your eyeballs as high-energy particles physically punch microscopic holes through your retinas. You are being microwaved on a subatomic level, your very genetic code unraveling in the freezing void. This radiation alone would kill you in minutes, leaving your body a sterile, scorched husk. But it gets worse. Even if you were magically immune to the apocalyptic radiation, the environment itself is utterly incompatible with your continued existence for even a fraction of a second. Europa possesses almost no atmosphere, meaning you are standing in a near-perfect vacuum. The temperature on the surface is a staggering 260 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. It is a cold so absolute, so piercing, that it literally stops the vibration of atoms. The moisture in your eyes, the saliva in your mouth, and the blood in your veins are desperate to freeze. If the microscopic heaters in your suit fail for even a millisecond, the heat is violently sucked from your body into the void. Your lungs would crystallize instantly. Your tissues would harden into stone. Yet simultaneously, because there is zero atmospheric pressure pressing against you, the extreme vacuum of space is actively trying to boil the fluids inside you. The water in your body is trying to explode outward, while the extreme cold is trying to snap you into solid ice. You are caught in a horrifying, invisible tug-of-war between two physical extremes that would turn you into a frozen, swollen, perfectly preserved monument to human fragility in a matter of agonizing seconds. And this is where things change. Because you suddenly realize that the ground you are standing on is a lie. You look out across the endless white plains and realize that the ice is not a solid crust resting on firm rock. It is a fragile, floating shell. Europa is locked in a brutal, never-ending gravitational dance. Jupiter's immense, terrifying gravity pulls on the moon from one side, while the other massive Galilean moons tug at it from the other. This constant, aggressive stretching and squeezing generates massive internal friction. The entire planet is flexing, breathing, and warping under your boots. Suddenly, the ice beneath you violently shudders. A deafening, apocalyptic crack rips through the silent vacuum. A vibration so incredibly powerful, it rattles your teeth and threatens to snap your spine. The ice is breaking. Miles-long slabs of frozen crust are grinding against each other with the force of colliding continents. Before you can even attempt to run, the ground beneath your boots simply ceases to exist. A chasm, miles wide and terrifyingly deep, opens up with the force of 1,000 detonating bombs. You are thrown into the abyss. You are tumbling through the dark, bouncing off jagged blades of ice the size of skyscrapers, falling deeper and deeper into the throat of the moon. The pale light of the distant sun vanishes entirely, swallowed by the collapsing ice above you. But that's not even the worst part. The fall isn't what is going to end you. It is what is waiting for you at the bottom. You smash through the final, jagged layer of the crust and plunge into absolute, impenetrable blackness. The vacuum of space is instantly replaced by the crushing, suffocating embrace of a liquid nightmare. You have just fallen into Europa's hidden, subsurface ocean. This is not like the oceans of Earth. This is a lightless, churning abyss that is up to 60 miles deep. It contains more than twice the amount of water found in every ocean, lake, and river on our entire home planet combined. The moment you hit the water, the temperature shock is absolute. But it is the pressure that sentences you to death. On Earth, the deepest trenches possess a pressure that can crumple military submarines like empty aluminium soda cans. Here, buried beneath miles of solid, shifting ice, the weight of the alien ocean above you is mathematically incomprehensible. Your spacesuit, designed to keep pressure inside against the vacuum of space, is entirely useless against the millions of tons of water pressing inward. You begin to feel the suit wrapping tightly around your skin like an iron vice. The reinforced glass of your visor groans, screaming under the strain, spiderwebbing with microscopic fractures as the dark ocean demands entry. The air in your lungs is physically squeezed out of you. You are being crushed by the weight of an entire alien world, suspended in a pitch-black void where up and down have lost all meaning. And yet, if by some cruel, impossible miracle your body remained intact, you would continue to sink. You would drift down through miles of pitch-black, freezing water, utterly alone in the largest, darkest room in the solar system. Down here, the radiation of Jupiter cannot reach you. The vacuum of space cannot freeze you. The violent, shifting surface is just a memory. But the deep holds its own unique, primordial terrors. At the very bottom of this eternal ocean, the rocky seafloor is torn open by the exact same gravitational friction that cracked the ice above. Massive, violently active hydrothermal vents spew toxic, boiling chemical soup into the freezing water. It is an environment of absolute extremes, where scalding, acidic heat meets freezing cold in the total absence of sunlight. It is a primordial cauldron, churning out thick black clouds of sulfur, methane, and iron. And as you sink toward that chemical fire in the dark, the true existential horror of your situation finally takes hold. On Earth, in environments exactly like this, in the deepest, blackest trenches of our oceans, life did not just survive, it thrived. But it is not beautiful life. It is monstrous, blind, alien life. You are sinking into a place where the rules of biology are warped by crushing pressure and absolute dark. If life exists down here in this boiling, radioactive, lightless hell, it is not a gentle microbe. It is an apex entity of the abyss. It would be entirely blind, navigating by pressure waves and chemical trails, perfectly adapted to the crushing weight of the ocean. It would feed on sulfur and heat, a nightmare of evolutionary adaptation moving silently through the black water. You are a fragile, helpless invader dangling on a string, sinking blindly into the feeding grounds of things we cannot even comprehend. The universe was never meant for us. We look up at the night sky and tell ourselves beautiful, comforting stories of exploration. We draw maps of the stars and send our fragile machines into the void, desperately hunting for a reflection of ourselves in the cold dark. We look at a beautiful, glowing moon of ice, and we imagine a new frontier, a sanctuary, a place to plant a flag and claim as our own. But the infinite does not care about our courage, our curiosity, or our desperate loneliness. Europa is a stunning, swirling masterpiece of orbital mechanics, but it is also a perfect, flawless execution chamber. It is a monument to the absolute hostility of the cosmos, a place where the elements act with a brutal, uncaring efficiency to erase anything that does not belong. It does not hate us. It does not want to destroy us. It simply exists on a scale so grand and terrifying that our survival is fundamentally biologically incompatible with its presence. We are fragile, delicate creatures, clinging to a tiny, warm rock, perfectly calibrated to keep our blood flowing and our lungs breathing. Beyond our thin blue atmosphere lies a dark, violent, and indifferent universe, filled with environments that will kill you in fractions of a second. And the most terrifying among them are the ones that look like a beautiful, frozen sanctuary, spinning silently in the void, hiding monsters in the dark, and crushing everything that dares to break the